In this how-to, we are going to learn how to implement SEO-friendly custom pagination in GridView. To make a GridView pagination SEO-friendly so that no query string appears for different pages of the GridView, we can use this approach. So in this, what we are doing is that we are first going to copy-paste the code of the global.asx page. So now first let's create a global.asx file and copy and paste this code. So let me create a global.asx file. And I am pasting my code here. I am removing the earlier code because I am not going to use them. Yes. Now I'm going to explain this code later on, but for now just let's proceed further and let's create one ASPX page and copy paste this code. Okay, so we have ASPX page and I'm just copying and pasting this code. And in this, what we have done is that we have written auto generate columns equal to false and data key names equal to auto ID, allow paging equal to false. We have written allow paging equal to false so that the default paging of GridView will not appear, and we have also written the columns explicitly. This is not mandatory in order to write the SEO friendly URL for GridView, but I have just written it so that we can know that how many columns and what are the columns should appear and what should be the header text. And then on this page we have one literal control called lit paging, and its enable view state is equal to false. Now let me go ahead and copy paste the code behind for this page. So here is my code behind. Okay, and then from here to this, till summary, let's copy paste, and then we have little more code, and yes. Now let me rectify these codes. And then we have this code, and I'm going to rectify this code as well. And then we have this, and then this. And because we are using edu.net code, so we will have to add a couple of namespaces. So let me add okay, we already have some namespace in this. We have to add one more extra namespace called system.text for the string builder, because we are using string builder here. Okay, and then we have underscore constr as the database connection string, so let me use that, and it should be basically this. So let me go ahead and use it. So I am writing string underscore constr is equal to configuration manager dot configuration manager dot connection string constr dot connection string, and this constr is basically here in my web.config file, as you can see. Okay, now let me explain all the code completely. The first, what we are doing is that we are trying to retrieve the route data value of a start index and page number. Now where this route data is value coming from? It is coming from the global.asx. As you can see that under the application underscore start event, we have called the register routes method, and in this register routes method, what we are doing is that we are mapping the this URL pattern, list, start index and page number. And when this URL pattern comes, then I am saying that go ahead and send this person to SEO paging.aspx page. Now here we don't have SEO paging, we have default.aspx page. So let me change to default.aspx page. And then what we are doing is that we are saying that check physical URL access. Generally it should be true. Okay, this basically tells that the user should have access to the physical URL or not. I am saying that yes. And then the very important thing is that the next parameter is basically the default value for this start index and page number. So it means that when we will not pass a start index and page number to default.aspx page, then what it should consider as a start index and page number. So here what we are doing is that we are instantiating the route value dictionary, and we are passing a start index is equal to 0 and page number as 0. So what this necessarily means is that when we will try to browse the default.aspx without passing a start index and a page number, then this start index and page number will give us a 0 value. So that's what will happening. First start index and page number will be 0 when we will first run this page. So let me go ahead and run this page, and then I will come to this page again to explain the code further. So here you can see that, okay, constr, sorry, there is little error here. Yeah, looks like it is fine. There was a typo. Okay, fine. Now we are done. So first you can see that my URL is simply default.aspx page. So I'm not passing any start index, means there is no oblique and something and then something here. So what will happen is that all the default is coming here. So it is 0 0. So what is happening is that I am checking if it is not each post back, then we are checking for the start index and the page number. And if the start index and the page number is not null and not empty, then what we are doing is that we are passing the start index and page number to underscore start index and underscore this page integer variable respectively. And what we are doing is that we are calling the bind the grid method, and in the bind the grid method what we have done is that we have used the load personal details stored procedure. So let me show you the load personal details stored procedure. Here is load personal detail stored procedure, as you can see, and this stored procedure is basically accepting 3 parameters: the start row index, page number, and total count. And first we are just implementing the start row index, and then we are using the subquery to retrieve the data from the personal details table, and apart from that we are also retrieving the row number column. And then we are retrieving all the records between the start row index and the start row index plus page size. This is a simple algorithm written in the stored procedure so that it will retrieve the data based on the start row index and the page size. And the next select statement basically gives us the complete records from the personal detail table. In case you have to use the filter statement, means where statement in the stored procedure, then you should use it here under the subquery, where and whatever you want to write. And the same filter statement you will have to write for the total count as well, so that number of records returned from both the select statement will match. And then what we are doing is that we are passing all the necessary parameters as shown into the stored procedure: start row index, page size, and the total count parameter is basically an output parameter that actually gives the total number of records found from this stored procedure. And then what we are doing is that we are using the SQL adapter, and then we are filling that into the data table, and we are retrieving the value that is returned from the total count output parameter into the total count variable. And then what we are doing, we are binding the data table to the grid view. And for the LIT paging, means for this little control, what we are doing is that we are calling the do pagination method. So here is my do pagination method, and in this do pagination what we have done is that we have divided the total count by the page size. Now here page size means number of records that I want to display into the single page. So what I want to do is that I want to display two records into the one page. So that's why I'm just dividing the total number of records divided by page size, and then we are looping through the number of pages, and we are basically forming the URL for the page numbers, as you can see there, and we are adding into the string builder. So here what we are doing, we are writing href and then get route URL for the page, and holder multiplied by page size dot toString, and then holder and page 1 2 3 4 something. This is basically logic. Once you go through it, then you will be able to understand clearly. And if it is not current page, then basically the page will be written without any link. So as you can see here, because it is the current page number 1, so this page number is not in link, but all remaining are into the link. And this do pagination method basically return the link, complete links, means this links, and it will be written in the lit paging little control, and that's it. Now this get route URL method is basically this method, and this internally uses the get route URL method of the page object. As you can see, page dot get route URL, get route URL method, and what it does is that it basically pass those two parameters, start index and page number, and it basically based on this pattern it will return the URL. So now I have already run this page, and let me just show you the paging URL here. Notice this status bar. You can see that now it is coming list /2/1. It means that list start index equal to 2 and page number equal to 1. You can see this. And for the page number 3, it is coming list /4, means start index 4 and page number 2. It is here 0 based page numbering. So for page number 1 it will be 0, for page number 2 it will be 1, and something like that. So now when I will click on the page number 2, you will see that I am getting very SEO friendly URL. You can see that there is no query string, and it is easy to remember also, list 2 and /1. And you can see that I am able to navigate through all the URL using SEO friendly URL, plus it is custom pagination, so there is no view state here. You can see that. Let me see. Okay, we have not kept enable view state to false, that why little view state was coming. Now we have removed the view state, means we have written enable view state to false. Now when I will refresh this page, you will notice that there will not be any view state here. This is the default view state that comes, but apart from that there is no view state for the GridView as well as for the little control. So this is the way to basically implement the custom SEO friendly URL